This is Taylor. I just here to make another video, of course. I don't really have a direct message today like love, happiness, anything like that. It's really just I've been writing a lot and I've really been taking the time to feel my emotions and really find the beauty in everything in life, whether it be a pair of keys or whether it be the snow falling or whether it be I don't know, just something about yourself or just anything, things, everything has beauty in it. And I think that we fail to see that because we've been taught what's beautiful, and we've been taught, things that are appealing to the eye and stuff like that. So we don't ever think about, inanimate objects as beautiful when really they can be. And so I'm sure you guys know by watching my other videos that I was kind of going through a rough time, and last night I sat down and I watched those videos again, and it's weird to see yourself speaking, and you're trying so hard to get a certain message across, and you're trying so hard to reach a certain person, and you're trying so hard to make a difference. And I look back and I think, I'm telling all these people all these things. And these people probably think that I'm just this I don't know, hippie, like free spirit, just goes with the flow kind of person, and I don't deal with like my own issues because I'm so positive. Well, the thing is that I go through feelings just like all of you. And I go through times in my life that are really hard, and I just have use positivity and optimism as a way of getting through issues, because I ultimately just want to be happy, and I ultimately just want others to be happy. I want other people to feel free and at peace with themselves, and I want them to feel that they're good enough and they're loved and they have a purpose in this life. And you want to know why I feel so strongly to do that for someone else? Because those are all the things that I want for my life, and things that I've always wanted and I've struggled with. And so I find it so important that there's someone out there for someone, and that someone feels comfortable and safe enough to confide in another person, because they have just proved themselves, and they have proved themselves worthy to have someone open up to them. And I just really feel this push and this pull in my heart to reach out to people, whether my videos get almost 400 likes or whether they get 45, and I feel like, wow, I really spoke about something that could have really helped someone. It doesn't matter. It's those few people that have watched it, and believe it or not, I've had people reach out to me because of these videos, and that's something that would have never happened had I not made these. And people start at the bottom, and when they really want something, they keep working at it. And it's not going to happen overnight, and hopefully with time, I can get my point across more clear. Maybe that's not what I'm doing. Maybe I'm not getting my point across clear. But I can learn by each video what I need to add to the next to really hit home in someone's heart, to really make someone say, oh my gosh, wow, she's right, and there is someone out there, and life is great, and no matter what we're going through, we're all human beings, we're all going to hurt, we're all going to have really rough times, but the thing that we have to see is the light at the end of the tunnel. Because, there are going to be times in your life where life is just kicking you down, and you're like, when am I ever going to get a break? And there's going to be times in your life where you're at your highest high and nothing could ever get better. And the thing that we need to do is learn that, like I said, there's beauty in everything. Even in the bad times, when you go through bad times, there's two ways you can go. You can let it define you as a person and keep continuing doing that certain thing, whether it be self-destruction, whether it be drugs, alcohol, whether it be an eating disorder, whatever it may be that you're struggling with. That thing does not define you, but you feel it does, so then you let the world define you, and you let people define you, and you let that thing define you. And when I said there's two ways you can go, you can either go down the path where It defines you. You allow it to, and you don't get the help you need. And you don't reach out to a person. And you feel you're too weak. And there's all these excuses. And you may not see them as excuses. They could really feel valid for you. But the thing that you got to realize is, and I got to realize, is that we have the strength to get through anything. And the mind fails us far too often. And if we learn to seek out guidance in our heart, and if we learn to just take those thoughts and put them somewhere else, or write them down, or speak them, vocalize them, then it becomes more real. It's tangible. You can work through it. You can talk through it, and maybe make more sense of what you're feeling. And so instead of letting something define you, and letting it just make you someone you're not, and you never get better, and then you just live a really crappy life, you could go this way, okay? And this way, it's hard, okay? Anyone that has gone through a hard time knows how hard something can be, because you get stuck. And that thing stimulates you. It makes you feel better. It takes away all the darkness in your heart and all the dark thoughts in your mind. It puts it away. And you don't have to deal with it. But the thing that you got to realize is that when you wake up that next morning, or when it wears off, that darkness in your heart and in your mind, it's still there. So what you can do, and what I can do, is learn to accept it. Learn to accept that that's not who you are, but you got a little weak, and that's okay. There are going to be times in your life where you're going to be weak, and you feel like you just can't get through. But you can. You can get through, and there's hope, and you have to have faith, and you have to know in your heart that you're strong enough to get through it, because you are. We all are. And there's two different types of people. There's the people that let it define them, and you can see it clear as day, those people. And then you have the people that have the story. They have the story to tell, to inspire, to show people that it's true, that you can get through it, to show people that it doesn't always have to be that way, to show people that you didn't let it define you, because look who you are. You are strong, you have a story, you're brave, you're courageous, and you're inspiring by simply living through whatever that situation is. You're an inspiration to society. You're an inspiration for other people, and you should be an inspiration for yourself, just to see how amazing, when you accomplish something that's so hard that you never ever thought you could get through. And you look back and you think, wow, that was once me, and wow, look who I am today. If that's not something to be proud of, I don't know what is. It's just so crazy, because we just sell ourselves short all the time. And we settle because we've gone through things in our life that makes us feel like we don't deserve better. There's been things in our life that make us feel like our opinions and our voice doesn't matter. There's been things in our life that make us feel like we're not good enough. And it's happened to all of us. I don't care who you are. We've all been through something. And we just let it deteriorate us. We let it eat at us every day. Instead of accepting the problem, instead of accepting whatever that situation may be and just dealing with it. We're going to experience heartache. We're going to experience pain. We're going to experience hard times, lows. But guess what? We're also going to experience happiness. We're going to experience excitement. We're going to experience good times, the highs. And that's what life is all about. Life is being able to see things the same way, no matter what the situation is. When it's bad, being able to see the good that could come from it. And when it's good, appreciating it. Because just because moments are bad, just because situations are bad, it doesn't mean that the outcome has to be bad. what you can do with the bad situation is let it mold and shape you. Let it build your character to say, I went through that, but I got out of it. I went through that, but look where I am now. And this life is such a balancing act. This life it's all about figuring it out, you know? And we speak with so much confidence in who we are. Or maybe we speak in no confidence at all because we don't know who we are. And at almost 20 years old, in a couple weeks, I'll be 20, I still don't know who I am. And you know what? I've learned that's okay. And last month, 2 months ago, I could have thought I knew exactly who I was. But these situations, and each day brings something new, it changes us. It changes the way we think. It changes the way we feel. It changes the way we view things. And so then, we're a new person. Every single day we're a new person. Every single day we have this chance to obtain greatness. And we have this chance to wake up and say, I'm going to feel good today. I'm going to get on my best outfit or sweats, whatever. And I'm going to look at myself in the mirror and list all the reasons why I'm good enough. I'm going to list all the reasons why today is a good day to be happy. If you just tell yourself you're happy, whether it's a lie or whether it's a truth, like I've said before, our mind is constantly tricking us. So if you tell yourself you're happy and you believe you're happy, just like a psychopath believes they're honest when they're lying, you're going to be happy. And you have to do whatever it takes for you to be happy. I do whatever it takes for me to be happy. And you have to set aside the people in your life that dictate what they feel will make you happy. Because how does anyone know it's going to truly make you happy? Because even when you vocalize and express the things that you're into, your interests, what makes you happy, what makes you sad, no one really knows what you're feeling except you. And even when you vocalize and express these things that you're into and that make you happy, you may just be saying that just to make it seem true to yourself and make people see you in a different way because you don't want them to think down on you, or that you don't want them to think you're always sad, or you don't want them to think these things. So you could, potentially change what you're saying just to please someone else. So you don't know how I really feel. I don't know how you really feel. Half the time I don't really know how I feel, okay? And that's what we have to realize, is that we don't have to have it understood, whether it be 20, 40, 50, 60, 45, no matter how old you are, no matter where you come from, no matter who you are, no matter what you look like. You don't have to have it all figured out, no matter what. And that's the thing that this world has made us feel, is we have to have it figured out. You go to school, and then you go to middle school, and then you go to high school, and then you go to college, and then you get a career, and then you have a family, and blah, 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 blah. There's these steps to life. You know what I mean? We have steps, and we have so many societal norms that have made it so, organized. It's so organized. You do these certain steps, and then you have a good life. And if you don't do those certain steps, then you're going to end up, as a nobody. And that's not true. Every single one of us human beings, rich, poor, white, black, gay, straight, have potential. Endless potential. And we sell ourselves short every single day. Because people in the world, and the media, and TV, and whatever else it may be, have made us feel like who we are is not good enough. Okay? But that is where you have to realize you are. Who cares what they think, I mean, since day one, we have never had a say. When a baby is born, it's a boy, it's wrapped in blue. It's a girl, it's wrapped in pink. Girls play with Barbies, boys play with trucks. Girls have long hair. Boys have short hair. Girls have boyfriends. Boys have girlfriends. When did we ever get to choose? We didn't. Because my mom was taught by her mom, and her mom was taught by her mom, and so on, down the line. And even if we don't necessarily agree with something we've been taught, we feel we were taught it for a reason, so therefore it must be kind of important. So then we may even carry on something that we don't necessarily agree with to our children because it's what we were taught. It's all we know. But what I have learned through all this thinking is, why don't we make societal norms the outcast rather than being yourself and a person standing up for themselves and a person being true to themselves? Why aren't they the norm? Because that's what you're supposed to do, okay? We all start off as the same. Prenatal, feeding off our mother, we need her to survive, okay? As soon as we are brought into this world, like I just explained about boys and girls, we are categorized. Our entire lives we are categorized, okay? By what parts we have. Or if, boy or girl, you're categorized. And you're meant, and you're taught to meet a certain criteria. And you're taught to be a certain way because you are a boy or because you are a girl. And if you inherit traits that are more feminine or more masculine, and you're a guy being more feminine and then a girl being more masculine, you're categorized as what? As gay, as a tomboy, as girly, or as prissy, or as, whatever. Flamboyant. If you do not meet the criteria of what the world has gathered or made, you just better, create your own country, because you're never going to be accepted, because that's how we have been raised and that is what we have been taught. And let me just tell you, that is not a way to live life, okay? We have conquered so much. We have conquered so much as a nation, yet we still continue to ridicule, and we still continue to categorize, and we still continue to place people in certain topics or categories, and put labels on them, still to this day in 2015, because it's what we've been taught. So instead of teaching your children things that you don't agree with because you've been taught, because let me tell you, times have changed through generations. Times are changing. My children will be completely different than my generation, just like my generation is completely different from my mom's, because times are constantly changing. We are evolving human beings, which is change over a period of time. Okay? We need to become more cultured, as in taking pieces from every aspect, taking pieces from people who aren't like us. But guess what? We're all alike in so many aspects, okay? Taking pieces from someone of a different ethnic group, taking pieces from someone from, a different organization, or, if you're straight, taking pieces from someone that's not, to learn, okay? Just because you're allowing yourself to learn about something that you're not familiar with doesn't make you be what you're trying to learn. So I know people fear, well, if I join like a multicultural club, or if I join a LGBT club, people are going to automatically think that I associate with that group. People automatically are going to label me as being in that group. And I don't want to be labeled. I don't want to be labeled because I want to fit in. I don't want people talking trash about me because I talk trash about people. Hello, wake up world. Wake up America. Hello. I just want to know why it's such a big deal to just be real. Why it's such a big deal to try so hard to fit in. Why should you have to try to be someone you're not? Why can't we just all be friends? I don't care how corny that sounds. We all have a heart which keeps us alive. And we all have a brain that circulates thoughts, okay? No one individual is the same as another, okay? I don't care if you're twins. You're different, okay? Because we're all individuals. An individual is one single person. It's not two or a group or a community. It's one person. So strive to be the best individual that you can be, because when I say this, I mean it. When you are a better individual that is cultured, that's diverse, that has a clear concept, that perceives things in a deeper light and has insight and intelligence on more than one thing, which is who you are and your group ethnicity, okay? You can know all you want to know about your group, but guess what? You're not the only group that's out there. There's thousands and hundreds and millions and billions of people out there who are different from you, okay? But if you never allow yourself to step outside, if you never allow yourself to taste different flavors or give someone else a chance, you're not living. I call that existing. And you know what? My purpose on this earth is not to exist. I want to stand out. I want people to know who I am. I want people to see me and say, you know what? She's making a change. She is real. She is true to herself. And she does not care what anyone else thinks about her, because it is irrelevant. And we try so hard to be relevant that we do things that are irrelevant, okay? And it blows my mind, because at one time we were all equal. Our thought process wasn't negative. We weren't judging people. We didn't know white from black. We didn't know gay from straight. We were all equal. We all start out somewhere, okay? As little tiny babies. And then, according to who your parents are, then you're going to grow up and be a certain way. Because it's what you've been taught. It's what's been embedded in you. But you know what? I grew up in a very Christian home with a very Christian father. And I am not sitting here and talking down on religion. That's the last thing I would do. I would never disrespect something that someone was part of. But growing up and having something shoved down my face and being told who I can and can't be, and being told what I can and can't say, and being told what is right and what is wrong, I decided I don't agree with what you're saying. So instead of living a lie, instead of agreeing to disagree with you, I'm going to disagree with you wholeheartedly, because I'm being true to myself. And I have always been that way. And you know what? It has caused me turmoil. It has caused me months of not communicating with people. But guess what? I was true to myself. And that says something about my character. And it says something about their character, because they were true to their self. They taught what they felt, whether it be right or wrong, was right. And the thing is what I feel is right, you may not feel is right. And that's what we need to depict, is that our perceptions on life are completely different. So instead of shoving something down someone's throat, instead of forcing something on someone, let them feel on their own. Let them figure it out for themselves. Let them decide for themselves what they feel is right. Because guess what? You're not going to be a kid forever. There's going to come a time where you have to make decisions for yourself. You have to make decisions for your children, because you want what's best for them. But you have to realize that what might be best for you, or what might you feel is best for them, it may not be. And that's what's really hard. We get so passionate, and sometimes we give so much input, and we say what we feel, and we don't give them a chance to feel. We don't give them a chance to have their own opinion or ideas. We don't give them a chance to have their own thoughts. And when something's pushed on someone so much, it can go two ways, just like letting something define you. It can go my way, where you say, listen here, I'm going to be myself, and I'm going to have my own perception on life and whatever I want. Or you can sit back and hibernate and let someone else dictate what you do, dictate your thoughts. But how Are you going to let someone dictate your thoughts when you're the one that's up here? You're the one that has the power to define yourself. You're the one that has the power to choose who you're going to be. You're the one that has the power to choose who you're going to love. You're the one that has the power to be anything in this world that you want to be, whether it be a bus driver or a doctor, whether it be a teacher or a writer, whether it be a lawyer or a counselor, whether it be a accountant or a surfer. Guess what? You get to choose. You get to follow your heart if you allow yourself. Or you could let, like most people do, society decide for you. There are rules made up, okay? Everything in life, there's a rule to. And someone along the line had to have made up that rule. So, why don't you make up your own? Why don't you live for yourself and stop worrying so much about what other people think about you? Because it's irrelevant. I put that in every video. It's so irrelevant. And what I hope for you is that one day you can learn to see things for yourself. And I hope that one day you silence your own opinion and allow someone else to think and feel for themselves. Allow someone else to create their own idea of what happiness is, of what love is. Because, like I said, we are all wired differently. Whether you believe something is a choice or whether you believe something is biological, it doesn't matter. Because if you feel it, then you go with it. And if someone else thinks that who you are is wrong, it's irrelevant because they don't feel what you feel. For me, if I let every single thing that people have said to me through accepting myself and my sexuality, if I let those people tear me down, if I let what they said destroy me, I would still be that girl letting someone else live my life for me. I would still be that girl who cried because the person that she was supposed to and meant to love meant nothing to her. And not only was she lying to herself, but she was lying to everyone. And the thing is that when you lie to yourself, you're hurting yourself. But you're not just hurting and lying to yourself. You're hurting that person, and you're lying to that person. You're hurting your family, and you're lying to your family. Whether you see it that way or not, eventually that's exactly what you're doing. But when you learn to be real with yourself, people respect that. It may not be at first, but they do. And when you're real with yourself, everything in your life is real. It's real. What you're feeling is true. But if you let the world live this life for you, you're always gonna feel lost. You're always gonna feel like something in you is missing. You're always going to wonder. And this life is so temporary. Some people get months. Some people get years. Some people get days. Some people get decades. This life is not set in stone. We get one life. There's one us. Okay? So stop worrying about what everyone thinks. Stop worrying about what you've been taught. And follow this, not this. Follow this. Because your heart will never, ever, ever steer you wrong. And if you feel something right here, then what you're feeling is the truth. And you gotta go with that. You got to be happy and be yourself. Because that's the only way to be. And it's hard and it's a struggle. And it's tempting to take the easy way out. But just like letting something define you, that's easy. But when you work through something, and you work hard, and you get to the top, how worth it is it? How worth it was that? How worth it does it feel? How great do you feel as a human being that you conquered something and you did not let something define you? So I'm going to end by saying this. We're all so different, but so much alike. We're all wanting to fit in. We're all wanting to be accepted. We're all wanting to be loved. But you will never truly feel love until you truly are real and learn to love and accept yourself. So stop worrying about what everyone thinks of you, because those real people in your life, they're going to be there for you no matter what. They're going to be there for you no matter what you say, no matter what you tell them, and no matter who you are. And I would rather have 3, 2, 1 real people in my life than have 20, 30, 40 fake people that don't really care who I am. So focus on yourself. Learn to push aside everything that's been drilled into your head. Learn to take yourself out of a category and make your own category called you, and devote your time in that. And one day, once you've established and you've accomplished being true to yourself and being real, so many things are going to come flying your way, and you're going to feel like 1,000,000 pounds has been lifted off your shoulders because for once in your life, you're being real. And that's all this life is about, is finding love, finding happiness, and being real. And guess what? All 3 of those things are so easy to obtain, but we complicate it every day. Take away the complexity of things. Take away the labels. Take away the society norms. And just focus on the genuineness of something, of yourself, of people. And learn to change the way that you see things so that you can see beauty not only in people who are like you, but beauty in people who aren't. And when you're able to accept people or situations or topics that you once were so harsh on and disagreed with, people are going to come flying at you because you have so much to offer. You have so much to offer with your insight, with your cultural diversity, with your genuine heart. How can you ever be real with another person if you're not even real with yourself? Take care. Thanks for listening.